Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Jake from G.T.R.U, and due to technical difficulties last week we were unable to put an episode out, which I'm very sorry for. But this week we're going to have a special episode for all you fans out there. I'm going to be going over my top 10 favorite video games for the PS4, and here we go. For number 10, it's going to be Destiny. Now, Destiny is a game where you can either be a Titan, a Warlock, or a Hunter. And basically, you take this. It's an MMO, massive multiplayer online. So what you do is that you and people online. They go to different planets such as Earth, Venus, Mars, and you complete missions together. And there is a story. Now, I gave the game about, honestly, a 5 out of 10. That being because when I got the game, I beat the storyline in 4 hours, and then I found out that honestly, to experience the full duration of the game, basically you have to pay all this money for the DLC, and that's just something that turned me off. It's like I'm basically paying $30, another $30 to keep going on and on when I don't want that, because to me it's just a money pit, and I'm not getting the full experience. After I beat the game in 4 hours, the only thing left you can really do is play online, or you can do raids, but after that, if you finish your raids, there's nothing left to do. And then you have to pay for more and more stuff to get more features, such as the Taken King. The Taken King, I believe, is coming out or just came out. I haven't been keeping up with it, but all I know is that I'm not going to waste my time and money on a game that's going to keep asking for more and more money. So yeah, I gave Destiny about 5 out of 10. It honestly, to me, was kind of like a knockoff of Halo Online, considering it is Bungie, but that was Destiny. My next game that I have for number 9 is Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 is about a man who travels to the Himalayas to bury his father's ashes, who's in a rebellion, but he gets stuck in the rebellion himself when his bus gets taken over by hostiles run by a villainous leader. The game, it's a good game, but I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10 because, for one, it legitimately is like a repeat of the third one. I love the third one. The third one I gave it 10 out of 10 because storyline and then the graphics and the concept. In this, it's the same thing. I basically paid $60 to play Far Cry 3 over again. And in a way, it kind of makes me mad. It's not exactly like Far Cry 3, but it's like revamped. Like, there's a lot more features in this one that makes it simpler to do things, a lot easier than Far Cry 3. Like Far Cry 3, you didn't have people walking around offering you supplies. You had to go to a village. And then you also had same, you do the watchtowers. It's the same thing, same old song and dance. And I expected more out of that. I mean, you do get new abilities, but like I said, it's just a revamped version of the third one, and kind of turned me off. For number 8, the next game is gonna be The Order, 1886. This game, it's very fun. It really is. I gave it about, let me think. I gave it about a 7 out of 10. That being because the game's overall plot, the characterization of the whole game is beautiful. How you get shows from every night changing into who they are in the game. It's put perfectly. It's about an order of knights in 1886, and they have to counter supernatural forces like the Lycans, and those are like wolves and whatnot. And there's also rebellions that they also encounter against the city. So basically, you get futuristic weapons. They got this guy named Nikolai who makes some futuristic weapons, and it's really cool seeing those put into action in 1800s. The game itself it's fun, like I said, but I gave it a 7 because it was way too cinematic. You have to have a feel for these type of games. Basically, like, you could walk around, you do your own thing, you do your own combat, but like at the same time, it was like you couldn't control everything. Like, you would walk a few feet and there would be a cutscene, a few feet cutscene, you know what I mean? You couldn't like interact that much. You can walk around and fight however you wanted, but you couldn't like interact as much. That kind of took away from that game. It was kind of like you're playing a movie in a way. So I gave it about a 7 out of 10. Overall, it was great, and I am excited for a sequel because I do like games like that. But like I said, for those people that aren't into like games that are very cinematic, this probably won't be the game for you. But those for you who do, I would check it out. For number 7 is going to be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The new Advanced Warfare, or new Call of Duty, was very fun. I've kind of grown tired of Call of Duty after Black Ops. Like, Black Ops was my favorite, in my opinion. I played that game for, since my rankings, like 10 days of my life. I played Black Ops, which is pretty funny. But, Black Ops 2, I didn't really like. It was okay. And then you had Modern Warfare 3, which is basically Modern Warfare 2.5. But when they came out with this, it was great because they introduced the exosuits, which adds a whole new perspective on combat. Now you can jump and glide, you can do different angles. It's the same, what do you call it? CM shooter game, you run around, tag them, shooter. And that's really, and then, but with the exosuits, it makes it so much better. It adds more to the combat, more strategy, and that's what I like about shooter games, that you can strategize how you're going to take this guy out, and with the suits, it's a lot more fun. The campaign was great. I like that Kevin Spacey was added to the campaign. He's a great actor. I loved him in House of Cards. He was great as Lex Luthor in Superman Returns, and he's in a few other movies, but he's good. Let's see what else. I like there is zombies. I have played it once at my cousin's house, and it is very fun, but you do have to pay $60 to play it, which is kind of, yeah. So, I give Call of Duty Advanced Warfare about 8 out of 10. For number 6, we got The Evil Within. Now, this game was great. Not only was it creepy and spooky, it was also very good characterization and a very good story. It's about a guy, Detective Frank Castellos. He goes to this building and everyone's dead, but then he wakes up in this world where there's monsters, a guy with a chainsaw, and he has to fight all these monsters and figure out the mystery of where he's at. And then you encounter this force called Ruvik. He's like the main villain of the game. But then you find out how this is all connected, how Ruvik is involved, and it's just a great game. And then I gave it like a 9 out of 10. The ending, what I like about it is that it ends like a horror movie would, and I just loved it. If you like horror games, I would definitely recommend this game. Very fun. You get to use weapons. You can make crossbows. It's so awesome. Let's see what we got here. Next up would be Dying Light. Dying Light is a great zombie game. If you like Dead Island, you'll like Dying Light. Dying Light is like Dead Island, but open world. Basically, you're put into a zombie world. You're an undercover military agent pretending to be a survivor, and you're basically seeing how everything's going on. You report back to your commander, but you fight zombies and you fight humans. But the cool thing about this game is that you can craft anything to help you. You can craft you can craft throwable stars. You can craft Molotovs. You can trade with people, and it's so fun. And then you got the zombies in the daytime, but you don't want to be there at nighttime, because at nighttime the zombies become more advanced and they're almost impossible to kill. I myself have not found out how to kill them. I don't know if it is possible, but I'm trying to see. Overall, the game I give about a 9 out of 10. It was very, very fun from what I've played so far. And yeah, what else we got here? Now my next game would be Mortal Kombat 10. I love Mortal Kombat, and the 10th one is the perfect game that they've made for Mortal Kombat so far. it not only is it cinematic, but it also adds a lot more depth to the combat. I can't explain it. Get a bit of a feel for Mortal Kombat. It kind of like when you play it, you have to keep doing combos to get the combo going, to get the combat going. It's not like Dragon Ball Z where you can do whatever you want and still fight really well. This one you have to kind of know what you're doing. But overall, it was fun. The graphics, the fatalities are brutal and amazing. And it's the crypt. The crypt, they offer a lot of cool stuff in the crypt now. It's a lot more open world than the ninth one. I really liked it. My favorite character would have to be Sub-Zero and Kenshi. I'm very good with them. And yeah, I give that game, honestly, a 10 out of a 10. I love Mortal Kombat 10. Obsessed with it for about a month. Next up, we have Shadows of Mordor. I love Lord of the Rings, and this game was amazing. This game is about a ranger who gets killed by the hand of Sauron, basically. But he isn't really killed. He's kind of cursed where he can't die. So he's like in between life and death. But the cool thing is you get powers from those. You get ghost powers. You have like a ghost version of yourself, and he helps you in combat. The combat system is great, and it's brutal. You can slash people's throats open, slash them to the thing. You can do stealth kills. You get a bow and arrow, and you can also ride animals once you control them. And it's open world too. You get to run around the whole Middle Earth, basically. Let's see. It also bridges the gap between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It explains how Sauron becomes the Eye, basically. It's a very fun game. I definitely recommend you guys playing it. I give it about a 10 out of a 10. What else have we got here? Now we have The Walking Dead Season 2. Oh my god. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. I love everything The Walking Dead, as you could tell by the jacket. Season 2, if you haven't played Season 1, takes place right after Season 1 when Lee gives Clementine hope and the tools she needs to survive in the zombie apocalypse. And in this one, you explore her character and how she evolves in the apocalypse. She meets a new group of people, but she ends up making very, very hard choices. And the choices you make are amazing. And depending on which way you go, you could be a hardened Clementine or you could be a wuss. I've played it, and the very end of the game was great. And the way it ended, I cannot wait for Season 3, which they did announce, but they haven't been in development yet. But I can't wait to see what happens in Season 3. And I give this game a 10 out of a 10. And last but not least, my favorite PS4 game is going to be Batman Arkham Knight. Let me tell you, Rocksteady did a very good job concluding the Batman Arkham series. I couldn't ask for a better game. Arkham Knight, it takes place after Arkham City. For those of you who haven't played Arkham City, spoiler, the Joker died in it at the end. And in this one, Batman is preparing for a full-on assault because Scarecrow has come back to Gotham City to plague Gotham with his fear toxin. But he also has this new mystery companion, the Arkham Knight, and then throughout the game you find out who he is, and it's crazy. The whole storyline was great, and then the best part I like about it is that basically the side missions, they interact with your main plot, which is great. Like you have to get the Penguin to find out where Batgirl is, because the Arkham Knight kidnapped her. And it's phenomenal. The Batmobile, that you get to use the Batmobile in combat. It is amazing. I couldn't ask for a better Batman game myself, honestly. But those are my top 10 favorite PS4 games, and Shaine will have his as well, and we will be posting this episode. But we want you to comment, like, and subscribe our videos, and we're very sorry for last week for technical difficulties. This is Jake from G.T.R.U. Have a very nice day.